Biden has officially announced the cancellation of some student loans. Now, that's not going to happen for everybody. Some people are going to miss out. Some people are going to benefit more than others. So let's dive into some of that information. And I do want to tell you guys that I am actually going to benefit from this. So I'm going to give you my personal opinion on what I think about this situation, as well as how I feel about some people that might be missing out on this. So we'll get to that toward the end of the video, but let's start with the main details. Who is going to be benefiting? Well, if you have federal student loans, you will receive a $10,000 reduction. Of course, if you have like $8,000 left, it'll be canceled entirely. And if you receive some Pell Grants, you will actually receive up to $20,000 of student loan forgiveness with this plan. Now, again, there are always going to be little marks around that. If you make more than $125,000, you won't be receiving any of this cancellation, as well as the fact that if you did already pay off your student loans, you're not going to be receiving anything either. So off the bat, we can see some things that are going to be a little bit tricky, a tough pill to swallow for some people, and I absolutely understand where they're coming from. One more thing to keep in mind that he did announce was another extension. They say the final extension every single time of 0% interest and pauses on paying those student loans off. They say it every time. It's going to be paused last time. They've extended it again. December 31st, 2022 is now the date where everything will resume. It's probably going to get moved again. Might not. It might actually be the last time, but they say it every time, so we'll just have to see what happens there. However, that is also something that got announced. So real quickly, guys, speaking of paying off bills, I do have a sponsor for today's video, which I do greatly appreciate. It helps me out a ton, and that sponsor is Moomoo. So Moomoo is a stock trading platform. You can trade stocks, ETFs, options, and more on this platform, and it actually has a social community aspect as well. Now, right off the bat, I do want to emphasize that if you sign up using my link in the description down below, you will actually get a free stock just for signing up. You don't have to deposit any money just for signing up. One free stock. It's literally free money. And if you do deposit, you will actually get even more free stocks, up to 5 free stocks for any deposit. Even if you deposit $1, you'll get 5 free stocks. And that seriously is free money. It's just how the platform works. They want to incentivize you to join the platform, and it is a great platform to join. So if you guys do use that link, it would help me out. It'll get you guys some free stocks, and what's better than a bit of free money? Nobody can complain about that. And even if you do have another brokerage account, you can still create a Moomoo account. You can have multiple accounts, so you can still take advantage of that deal and experience the platform. It's actually got a social function to it as well, so you can chat with other traders, get some different ideas, find some different bits of news. So it's kind of a no-brainer, guys. Get yourself some free stocks with the Moomoo app, signing up using my link in the description. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring this video. Now, looking forward into more of this information, about 27 million borrowers actually did receive those Pell Grants, which means they'll receive up to the $20,000 in reduction for their student loans. That's going to help 27 million people in the country with their student loans. Now, between 43 million Americans that have federal student loan debt, the average balance is $37,667. So even if you're not going to be qualifying for the Pell Grant bonus, which is $20,000, you're going to be reducing that by $10,000, putting the average at about $27,000. Again, a bit more context for you. A third of those owe less than $10,000. Half of those owe less than $20,000. So some simple statistics there means that a lot of people are carrying up that average with some of those higher end loans. They're going to have a lot of money to pay off, but half of Americans have less than $20,000. So this is going to help out a bunch of people. For some of the people that are saying this isn't going to do anything, you'll see online a lot of the people saying, if you're saying this doesn't do anything, you probably don't really need the money, because for a lot of Americans, this is going to help a lot. So that's just something to keep in mind. 50% of those people have less than $20,000. It'll cut in half their student loans, or of course, pay off the whole thing if you do get that Pell bonus. Now, like I said, I actually will be benefiting from this. I graduated last year. I do have student loans. So this is something that's been kind of interesting to watch play throughout the years. And since it was kind of announced that that was on his agenda, of course, I can't help but be grateful for that. I think it's going to help a ton. I'm, excited to have that relief. However, like I said, I do completely feel for the people that have already paid off their loans. Imagine you just finished paying it off 2 years ago. I mean, that's really tough. You didn't get any help. You're not going to get any help as of right now. Who knows what they'll do in the future? But with this plan, you're not going to get money back for paying it off. A lot of people did budget really tightly to make that work. And there's no other way around it than to say that that's really rough. Now, on the other side of that, everybody's always going to have their own issues, right? There's always going to be changes in the world. For instance, some people that are way older, that are 50, 60, complaining about this, well, those people in that age range were able to pick up houses for a much cheaper price. Salaries also were more balanced and a little bit stronger compared to all of the things we have to pay for now, inflation, the rental prices increasing. So everybody's always going to have their issues, but I think it's important to still recognize that that's still some tough luck. It does kind of, I guess in a way, seem unfair, but unfortunately, you can't always make everything perfect. Just because you had one thing doesn't mean that other people can't have it better in the future. In fact, that's what everybody should be striving for, to make things better for other people in the future, but it is still something that you can feel for at the end of the day. If you're asking my personal opinion on what I think would have been more fair, I think first of all, definitely the interest should just be wiped out for loans. I think that makes the most sense. Pay back your principal, you want to pay back the money you owed, you agreed to that, that's one thing. Whether college, by the way, college prices have inflated so much as well. So the people that are way older complaining about it, well, you paid probably 10% of what we are in college. It changes here and there, but it was way cheaper. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But I think that would be something to look at, is to just cancel the interest on these loans, because that way it kind of impacts everybody. Nobody feels like someone else is getting a free lunch compared to anybody else. I think that kind of makes a lot of sense. I don't really know why that hasn't happened. But regardless, I'm not going to be complaining that I do get some relief from this, and I'm very happy for all of the other people that are going to be getting relief from this as well. Some people are going to benefit more than I am, and that's totally fine, but I do feel for people that are missing out. And as well, you have the people that are making over $125,000 a year that are not going to be getting this relief as well. And I think that's tough too. I really do think that's tough. Sometimes people land in a situation that is pretty solid, making $125,000 a year or more. Nobody's going to be complaining at that. However, that doesn't mean life's just perfect. There's many factors as to why making $125,000 a year doesn't mean you're just golden, nothing to worry about, and you wouldn't also want to have this forgiveness. But again, that's a tricky line. Some people are going to miss out. I just do think that's frustrating, and I can see why. But again, you do have to start somewhere, and I think this is important because the prices of college has been getting out of hand. Every school system tells you need to go to college. Most places tell you need to go to college to get a job. That's kind of what our country is structured around. So to have that be the norm, and then, make everything so expensive, the price is rising faster than anybody can really keep up with, it's tough. You got to start somewhere, and I think it is important that this has happened. Now, there is one more bit that I do want to talk about. It's the fact that a lot of these news sources are saying that lawsuits are to follow. We don't have an official day of when this is happening, how it's happening, and I'm not an expert. By no means am I an expert. I'm just reading the news coming from official sources, and then also comparing this to a bunch of news sites which are giving us a bunch of different bits of information, and they're telling us things like it is going to happen, it's official, as stated by Joe Biden himself. He's tweeting about it, he gave a speech about it, but they're saying lawsuits are to follow. Is it actually going to go through? I'm not really sure. I don't know how that works. I'm not going to be celebrating too much until I kind of see it in my account happen, but it's official news. We'll just have to see what happens when it's going to happen. And of course, I will make more videos following up with any changes that do apply to the situation. If you guys did enjoy this video, I would appreciate you dropping a like and subscribing to the channel. You guys will stay up to date with all this financial news that I bring to my channel, including any updates that come with this. So that's going to be all. Comment down below, what do you think about this situation? Are you benefiting? Are you missing out? Are you angry, happy, sad? I'll hear it all. And I'll see you guys next time. Sign up for Moomoo, link in the description. Thank you to them for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you later. Peace.